Hey guys, Chaser, and today I'm going to basically be telling you about what I like and my personal opinion on Black Ops 3. Now, to kickstart it off, what I actually like what they recently added and was the weekly contracts is now you can get crypto keys easier. It just kind of sucked how we had to wait we had to wait several months for them to even implement it into the game. Now, that kind of disappointed me. Anyway, the thing that really, or at least the thing I like next on the list is now, I know campaign gets a lot of hate, and I can understand why. I mean, it has no relevance to the Black Ops 3 storyline. Or at least Black Ops storyline. Like, Black Ops 1 and 2 are connected through simple timelines of Alex Mason and David Mason. And I was a little bit disappointed with Black Ops 3 because I thought we would have played as David Mason's son. Now, once again, I typically liked campaign more so because it was multiplayer with my friends, as I could just enjoy it, and we didn't really care since we were always playing on realistic. Now, I think I'll be doing probably a quick playthrough of the Black Ops 3 campaign, but it will probably just be more so fooling around on realistic, and the video is going to be cut a lot. Anyway, with that much out of the way, let's carry on to some zombies, shall we? Now we're to zombies. Anyway, what I typically liked about zombies was, once again, you have all these leveling systems. I wanted a better leveling system within the game because I know the one we had in Black Ops 2 wasn't really that any good. I mean, all you did was play every day for about 5 days, and you just make sure you're good for those 5 days, and you got a nice little slash, or at least those nice little 5 little slashes. But what I liked about how they fixed it in Black Ops 3, where you can actually prestige and you can level up, I always wanted that within the Black Ops 3, these zombie modes, and I'm quite happy that they added that in. Sadly, once again, the maps for me for zombies, I would probably play them more if I wasn't trying to go for dark matter on multiplayer. But that was another reason I liked multiplayer. Now, I know I'm in zombies right now, and I'll be talking about multiplayer now. But I just thought I would more so try and accustom it to the scene. Anyway. Now, once again, this video is probably a cut through different sections. Now, I know not all of you will agree with me, and not all of you, or some of you might actually agree with me. Hey. Anyway. Hey, let's carry on here. I'm getting off topic. What I more so liked about the Black Ops 3 multiplayer was I found it highly replayable. Now, unlike a lot of you guys, which are probably like, but Chase, it's so terrible. The guns are totally mismatched. I know, but just calm down. Just calm down. It's true, I was using the overpowered weapons at first, but after I finished using them and started using all these other weapons, since I was going for dark matter, I actually found myself enjoying a lot more of these or at least these other weapons than I actually did with using the Weevil, the Razorback, the VMP, the Vesper, or the Man of War, and the Argus. I had discovered weapons that were good, which I never thought were good. No one uses the Haymaker unless it's in a close-ranged map. I really found out I really like the Haymaker in an objective game mode, because I just find it really helps. About zombies was typically fun, easy to play, but I guess for some people it's not that easy if you're a new beginner in zombies, because they added a whole level of difficulty with it, because I find that the zombies are faster, and actually now that I think of it, I can actually introduce you to the things I like. Is it's actually a 3-hit down, not instead of a 2-hit down, so you can't easily get 2-shotted. But you just gotta be careful if you are 3-shotted, or basically 3-swiped. And what I also liked about this, I shouldn't have got that. Anyway, I liked, once again, Shadows of Evil seemed like a typically good Black Ops 2 map, or at least it should have been in Black Ops 2. Now, I'm a little bit too late to grab that grappling hook, and I like how you could become the Beast. It added basically a sense of paranormal to the game, like we got in Black Ops 2 with Black Ops 3 Mob of the Dead. Now, once again, I find that Mob of the Dead is actually more playable than Shadows of Evil. But and again, Shadows of Evil isn't my favorite map, but I can see why a lot of other people like it. I mean, it kind of like brings that nice World War II because you're in the era of basically, I don't know. I mean, it's after the Great Depression, so you see a lot of clubs which you wouldn't typically see in real life. Anyway, I'll be back with the next map. Now, onto the Giant. Now, the Giant I typically do like. It's an easy map. It's a nice remaster of Darius from...
Where is he? That foul, stinking
or Darius.
He was here. Now he's gone?
Sorry, I kept thinking about the Black Ops 2 Darius for a second. That was a terrible map. You'd always fall off the map. From fall damage, it was always annoying. Anyway, Darius. I just found it was a nice, easy map for if you just typically want to like play with your friends. It's good because you can just camp in like a nice spot there, or that's probably over past, or no, that is over that way. Now, the reason I consider this an easy map is the zombies are slow. You can easily get points typically, and if you're just sitting in that one spot with like Juggernaut with like a nice pack-a-punch weapon, I found myself getting to round 41. Now, what I also liked about this map, it was a simple, easy getting the pack-a-punch up. It wasn't like complex like in Nobleshima. Now, I also liked how you just had to basically turn on the three teleporters and you had to go to the center of it. Now, if you had 3 people doing this at once, I don't really know if it would work, but I have a feeling that it would work. Now, I also liked about in this map how they added a lot of Easter eggs into it. So basically, this map is always getting constantly updated with new things. It typically makes it replayable. Anyway, let's go on to the next map, shall we? Anyway, Darius and Drac. Now, this was personally my favorite map out of all of them. Now, there's a lot of stuff to do on this map. Like, for example, you want to try and get the or at least you want to try and get the ancient bows to upgrade the bows. Now, typically what I liked is all the bows typically weren't hard besides the magma bow. And the magma bow is the one I really liked the most, though. But sadly, I could never upgrade it because I could never get the frickin' or at least one of the final steps done because I don't know. It's just I always tried to like or at least I always tried to like put it to the chimney, and the chimney would never work. It was just like, really, game, really. So once again, I really love the map, the way it's surrounded. I also love the return of the Panzer Soul Dart. It was very nice, and I also liked seeing like these little posters around the map where typically you'd always like typically find. Now, a little kind of comedy thing me and my friends did was we typically went up here, and if you guys ever remember Resident Evil 4, we'd always try and go like, okay, we gotta make sure we save the game now with this little typewriter here. Now, I really loved using the rocket pads. They were good. You could get from one place to another, and if your teammate was on the other side of you, you could just, and they were down, you could just simply revive them just simply by just using the teleport. I found that really useful, and it was a little nice. Now, I actually killed myself, so anyway, I guess I'll go into the next map then. What I like about Nobleshima. Now, what I like typically about Nobleshima is typically I just love the scenery of it. I mean, you're in the greens. It reminds me of like a nice World War probably II map, or at least World War I/II map. At least some of it, not all of it, just some. Now, once again, I also love how they added the spiders in, but the spiders are kind of annoying because if you're trying to get away from them, they will kill you. There's just no stopping those motherfuckers. There really is. If they're blocking your way, and you don't have Jug, you're gonna easily die in a matter of seconds. Now, I'll even show you. It's just freaking, and it takes, for that short amount of time for you to actually cut that nice web, you will die. Unless the zombies are like trailing behind you. Now, I also kind of like the generator concept of you have to at least try and get both of them up and running, typically at the same time. And then you want to try and go to the center of the map. Well, I guess you can call it the center, but it's not really the center. It's more so on the left. But anyway. The zombies don't really change that much. They just more so remind me Probably at least a little bit of the ones off of Origins, but the ones off of Origins was, it was, it was better. It was just better. Another thing I liked within Black Ops 3 was actually the Gobble Gum, is you could have so many other ones, but personally my favorite are typically in plain sight and anywhere but here. More so because if you're crowded in like a small area, like, think about like that one place people typically camp off of, like the Giant. It can get very crowded, and when you run out of ammo, it sucks. I mean, you have nowhere to go, and you're screwed. So typically, I love anywhere but here for like that situation, because the zombies will stop probably avoiding you for a second, at least when you're using it. And then you basically just teleport to a random place on the map, and you're good. You're away from the zombies, and you just gotta make sure you buy ammo. But just remember, you have a horde coming after you. Don't take it lightly. Hidden in plain sight. Once again, it's very good. Typically in close corners, or zombies will start ignoring you. If you're out of ammo, it's good if you need to run and get your ammo, but just make sure you do that before the time is up. Now, what I like about all these like Mega and other ones is I can get a little bit annoyed at times because there's a lot of Gobble Gums you don't really need, and they're kind of pointless. Now, I also kind of like the Dr. Monty's factory, where you don't have to typically buy or at least the liquid divinium. You could just simply play the game, and simply you'll just get 2 or 3 every single time you play one map. So, I mean, it's not really making a big impact on your life, so it's just not that really hard to get at stuff. And I also like the weapon kits, about how you could simply like customize your weapon, how you could really do whatever camo you wanted. Like, for example, I'll show you the Vesper. Typically what I do is I always will set up rapid fire. I always need the grip. Fast mags is pretty useful. I typically use long barrel because it helps. And then I just typically use one of these other guys here. Like, I'll typically use quick draw. Now, you can also use your own custom paint job, which isn't bad. You can really create anything you want from it. Now, typically what I actually did is, what I thought looked better is, before I put on Diamond, I like the gold and the blue look of that. And I also loved this. This is what I used before I got Diamond. Now, I know Diamond isn't really a good camo anymore because they nerfed it. They just made it kind of disgusting looking. Wait, how would this... Ooh, I like that camo. Intensity? But I think I actually like this one a little bit more. This looks like something you should get from a pack-a-punched machine. Hands down. Theater mode. Everyone loves it, and I'm happy they added in Black Ops 3, because you can always go back to your recent clips, like today I could just simply go back to like all these clips that I really loved, or at least I probably did do pretty good on them. I mean, I didn't realize it actually saved up to all like this time. Now, what I typically did was, for my best games, I would always take clips of them. Now, this was probably the first game I actually probably went 30 to probably 4. Now, I would probably show you it, but that would probably drag out the video too long anyway. This is what I like about custom matches. Oh yeah, baby, burn! And that's what I really like about custom matches, because if you want to screw around, they're good for that. Like you'll see. Nightmares is like a nice little side, but I wouldn't consider it more so something I typically play. And Black Ops 3 is actually my most played COD game ever since Black Ops 1, because Black Ops 1, I loved it to the end of the world. I mean, I would have had Master Prestige on it if my father didn't kick me off his account at the time. Because what I was doing was I was typically adding a lot of friends that he kept getting pissed off with. So it's just like, you know, I'm gonna make you your own account, because I just really never had like any intention of making my own account. I was just that lazy. Anyway, let's carry on here. So typically throughout the good and the bad, what I would typically rate Black Ops 3 is probably a nice 7 out of 10, or probably a 6.5 out of 10. And around that margin. Mainly because I know it's not the best game. I know it has a lot of hate on it. But to be fair, this is my personal opinion. Rate down below what typically you think Black Ops 3 is worth in your ratings. Like, I mean, it could be worth a 2. I just want to hear your guys' opinion, of, at least, of the game. Anyway, guys and girls, stay beautiful, and I will see you next time.